reported her alleged criminal behavior back in May. In the surveillance video recorded back in July, investigators say Bailey is seen escorting 2 inmates into a restricted area of the jail, one of whom has been blurred because of his cooperation. The other inmate has been identified as Marquavius Huey, who's one of the 6 defendants currently standing trial in the YSL Rico gang case. Court records accused Huey's mother and brother of paying Bailey a combined $1,500 to help him sell contraband to other inmates.
What is up with y'all? It's Coffee. Tapping back in, man, in this crazy case, this crazy trial, the YSL Young Thug Rico case. Only 6 standing tall remain, that didn't cop out, that didn't strike deals with the prosecutors to flip, like Gunna being one of them. And what's his name? YSL Woody, one of the most famous rats in all the land right now, man, making his runs on social media, collaborating with other rats like Charleston White, then beefing with him. It's just all a mess, this case, man. But only 6 stood tall. And of course, we know Young Thug is one of them. We got an update about him. We'll get to that momentarily. But this other co-defendant we're talking about, Marquavius Huey, he just got jammed up and hit with all kinds of new charges, man. Basically running a scheme with a CO to pump work, contraband, pills, probably phones, who knows what other kind of contraband through the jail. That's the footage that y'all have seen playing here, and you see one individual blurred out, right? That's a jailhouse snitch. Jailhouse snitches have played an integral part in a lot of prosecutions over the years, man. Tap in and let me know what y'all think about jailhouse snitches. And like in some instances, like in this case, they told and they were able to obtain evidence to substantiate what the jailhouse snitch was talking about. As you see all the reports here, former Fulton County jail officer facing charges for allegedly taking bribes from inmates, including YSL defendant Carmen Bailey, 31, is facing multiple charges, including violating the oath of office, bribery, and delivering banned items to inmates. And they got her caught on video surveillance here. Again, the jailhouse rats all blurred out. They pressed this CO, this sheriff, right? And she consented to allow them to go through her phone, and they seen all the transactions, you know what I mean? And Marquavius Huey, one of the other 6 besides Young Thug that we're talking about, still standing tall in this trial. He not only got hit with charges, but they also charged his mom, his sister, right? Because they were the ones, meeting up with this CO, this sheriff, outside, and telling them what the rundown was about. We got this, that, and the third. You got to get this in there. This is how much the ticket is. Here's the money. Like, it's all a mess, man. But a former Fulton County detention officer has been arrested for allegedly accepting thousands of dollars. $17K is what they're talking about. I don't know why Bailey allowed them to search the phone, but that's what I was saying. That substantiated what the jailhouse rat was saying to be true. But there's been other trials and such where jailhouse snitches have just got on the stand and said, hey, this guy, he confessed a crime to me, right? And it's been used to sway juries to convict people with nothing other than the word of a jailhouse rat, which would have a lot of motivation to get the snitching, especially in a case like this. I don't know what the jailhouse rat, you see, their identity is being, protected, blurred out and all that. I don't know if they got a serious case or not, but snitching in this case has got to, win them some serious points, maybe get their case straight up thrown out and dismissed, and they're going home. I'd hope for the jailhouse rat he worked out some kind of good deal to be snitching like this, because if YSL is really what everyone's alleging it is, man, he could be in some serious trouble. But, they say Bailey's actions came to light in May when jail officials began receiving reports of her involvement in smuggling in contraband to several inmates. I'm guessing the jailhouse rat, was around, seen things going on, and reached out to the authorities, maybe slid him a kite to know that court something, you know. It's so wild in the YSL case, and just like some of this ish in Chicago where we seen certain videos being leaked out and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Like individuals working at the jails, some of them got ties to the streets, and I don't mean that in a way that they're all like out there involved in criminal activity, but they know people, you know what I mean? They come from these communities. So we've seen all kinds of wild-ish go down. But like I said, in August, Bailey consented to a search of her phone, and investigators found evidence of over 20 financial transactions totaling $17K, which came from inmates' families and associates, and were used to deliver prohibited items in jail. So that's not looking good for this this former CO. You know what I'm saying? This ish goes on in the prison system, county jails all over across the good old US of A, and probably across the world. You know what I mean? Like if you're a CO and you're down to make a couple bucks, there's money to be made, man, because we know the profit margin is crazy on ish in jail, right? Like I heard of Suboxone strips going for 20 on the streets, going for like 500 in jail, or I don't know, it can vary from place to place, but I'm just saying if you're down to put your job on the line, your life on the line, your freedom on the line to make a couple bucks, and we're not just saying a couple bucks, like there's serious money to be made, but if you get knocked, it's all bad, and that's what's going on with Bailey here. And then on top of it, it's tied to this serious case, man, which this case is a 3-ring circus. Like I said, I'm surprised we ain't had a mistrial yet. We'll get to that one moment. We got one more update, but peep this official statement that they put out. They said Ms. Bailey failed to perform the official action of seizing contraband from inmate Huey and afforded said inmate the ability to temporarily reside within a restricted area where she assisted other inmates in the procurement of contraband, an investigator said in the affidavit. And like I said, Huey, one of Young Thug's co-Ds that stood tall with him, still facing trial, right? Mom and sister got charged, right? It says authorities said in another instance, Bailey used a white styrofoam meal tray to hide contraband in it and then delivered it to another inmate's cell. The sheriff's office confirmed that Marquavius, Huey, and the other inmate were charged with one count of items prohibited for possession. I guess the way that they got mom and sister involved, like I said, is because they were the ones meeting with the CO or calling them, however, contacting them to set the whole hustle up. So that's all bad for Marquavius, Huey, his mom, his sister, this sheriff/CO, Miss Bailey. I think that they're gonna throw the book at these motherfuckers because they're involved in this YSL case, which, like I said, is like a 3-ring circus. I've been thinking the case is gonna get thrown out. We're on our 3rd judge. When the 3rd judge took over, right, we knew that judge wasn't playing no games. And here's the update that we're talking about. I think we're getting closer and closer to a mistrial, but the one that got all this started, who's been on this crusade against YSL and gang activity in Fulton County, District Attorney Fani Willis, who also was going after Trump. People she's talking about
is our allegation that they operated as a criminal street gang and commenced to do havoc in our community. That havoc includes crimes of violence, crimes of thefts, crimes involving drugs. I've made no secret about it, nor any apology, that as the District Attorney of Fulton County, my #1 focus is targeting gangs. It does not matter what your notoriety is, what your fame is. If you come to Fulton County, Georgia, and you commit crimes, and certainly if those crimes are in furtherance of a street gang, that you are going to become a target and a focus of this district attorney's office, and we are going to prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law.
I'll tell you the response to any allegation is Mr. Williams committed no crime whatsoever, and we will fight to my last drop of blood to clear him.
So you hear her, man. A lot of people say she's been looking foolish in this case, that this case is a joke. It's going to be the longest case to ever go on. And the state of Georgia. Again, this whole state Rico shit never made much sense to me, man. I say leave that to the feds if you ask me. But while everyone's looking at her like she's just a goof troop, you know, like the judge screaming on individuals, she's still talking like, nah, if you're trying to pump drugs and cause havoc in the community, this, that, and the third, like she's standing on what she was saying before and, you know, saying that this case is like essential and all that. But it's like, why is the case such a joke? Why have we seen it all in such an unorganized, ludicrous way? But check it out. It says Fani Willis, Fulton County DA office filed a motion on Tuesday asking the judge to reconsider the exclusion of evidence in the trial of rapper Young Thug. So I don't know if y'all saw, there was this video going on the other day where Young Thug's attorneys were talking to the judge, and the judge was screaming on a prosecutor about this piece of evidence that was a social media post that you had to squint and look at all crazy to even make out what the fuck it said. And, you know, they were saying, hey, this is grounds for a mistrial. Now, the judge didn't grant the mistrial, but she did throw out that evidence. But you remember, this is verbatim what the judge said in that clip, right? The judge was like, it is baffling to me that somebody with the number of years of experience that you have, time after time after time, continues to seemingly and purposefully hide the ball to the extent you possibly can, for as long as you possibly can. I really don't want to believe that it is purposeful, but honestly, after a certain number of times, you start to wonder how it could be anything but that, unless it is just that you are so unorganized that you are throwing this case together as you try it. This case is being made much more difficult for everybody because of the haphazard way in which it is being presented. So again, they threw out that piece of evidence, okay? They didn't grant the mistrial. The judge didn't grant the mistrial, but did say, get this punk ass evidence out of here, and yelled at the prosecutor. But you see Fani Willis and, you know, the other members of the prosecution are trying to file motions to still allow this evidence to be here. And to me, and then you hear Young Thug's attorney, who, if you guys recall, early on, there was motions put into place to try to get this guy, Brian Steele, off the case. You heard him. He's like, I'm gonna fight till every last drop of blood in me, you know, is gone or whatever, to clear Thug's name, not Thug, Jeffrey, you know. But I don't know, man. The trial started in January 2023 with jury selection, which took over 10 months to complete. Proceedings have been riddled by scandals and delays, including arrests in the courtroom, allegations of secret meeting, and judges getting ousted from the case. Like I said, we had 2 judges recused. First judge out of there. Second judge didn't even take the bench. They found out that that judge had someone working for them, like a bailiff or something like that, that was involved in some ish, like we were watching in the beginning of this video with contraband, where they were helping a YSL co-defendant smuggle contraband and was in love with them and letting them smash and sending them love notes and Valentine's Day cards. So that judge didn't even get to take the bench, man. Like, this case has just been a pure joke, but it still continues to go on. Bad news from Marquavius Huey and his family, and that C.O. Bailey getting knocked like that. But like I said, I think ultimately Young Thug's gonna walk in the end, man. I think the clown show, the 3-ring circus, is getting closer to a mistrial or to Young Thug walking. I don't know. Hit the comments and let me know what y'all think about it. Subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for more. Let's chop it up in them comments. Want to hear from all y'all. It's Coffee signing out to the next one. I'm up out here. Peace.